It is hard to imagine when one domino falls, it hits another, and all these other ones are falling. Southeastern Conference raids the Pac-12, and the aftershocks are pretty important. I guess the headlines are Alabama, Washington, and Arizona. Alabama hires Kalen DeBoer. Unbelievable job he did with the Washington Huskies. Goes from a $4 million paycheck to a $12 million paycheck, and he did the $12 million buyout to leave UW. He said Tide football is an institution. He had to take this job. Opportunity of a lifetime. He says, I respect the tradition of what Alabama football is. The Huskies, 24 hours after DeBoer leaves, hired Jedd Fisch. Miraculous turnaround job down in Tucson at the University of Arizona. He gets $8 million a year, was making in the threes at Arizona, goes to the Washington Huskies. And then Arizona, in a late night raid, goes and gets Brent Brennan, head coach, San Jose State. What a turnaround job he did there with the Spartans. They were on their deathbed. There was rumors maybe they'd fold the football program. And he took them and flipped that thing into a 26-19 run. The last two seasons were pretty impressive. So that's the last of the big dominoes we think that have fallen. I don't know if there's another one coming. There are some rumblings out there, but that's pretty impressive what Bama did, how quickly Washington reacted, and Arizona doesn't get left at the gate. They get themselves a pretty good coach vis-a-vis San Jose State's head coach.
Well, it was a no-brainer decision for Kalen DeBoer to go to Alabama. I mean, not tripling his salary, that, where do I sign, right?
Fast track, too, in terms of accomplishment.
Exactly, that as well. He was at Fresno State not too long ago, or a Division, what was it, Division II?
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, so what a great story. But I wonder also if these ADs at all these different universities, they could see it coming. Kalen DeBoer having this great season, and he could jump. They probably have a list on a whiteboard somewhere of who their names are they like to go to.
Yeah. Now, getting them out of these contracts, that's another big issue because name marquee coaches, unlike you and me, there are buyouts.
Yeah.
And, we start talking about $12 million buyout to get DeBoer out of the University of Washington. Now, granted, the big cigars in Tuscaloosa write the check.
Yeah.
And the deal gets done. But he did a great job. The fallout from a roster standpoint, though, is something you're going to have to pay attention to because I think there are at least, I want to say 4 to 5 Huskies who've already jumped into the NFL draft. And there's a bunch more. If you lose your coach, there's a 30-day window at that specific school for the transfer portal. So you can see, I bet there'll be some Huskies are going to go to Alabama, maybe to join DeBoer. And the same thing has happened at Arizona with Jedd Fisch opting out real quick. There's a bunch of UofA players that have jumped into the transfer portal. They may have their mail sent to Seattle because they might go up the coast with him.
Well, didn't DeBoer already take some of his assistant coaches with him?
He took a few, but because he's from the other end of the planet, he's not an SEC dude. He's hiring assistants and coordinators from the Deep South for recruiting purposes, too.
Okay.
So we'll keep that in mind. He's already hired an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. These guys are in the Deep South. So, and it'll be interesting to see how many of Saban's assistants he keeps there. But fast track. Okay, one